the following evening. We're going to have Easter Sunday with the mothers of the church. We're going to make sure they are decked out with Easter hats, Easter dress, and all this stuff. They called them, he said, and they called the people, who? The daughters. And they called the people unto sacrifices unto their God. My God don't know about Christmas. My God don't know about Thanksgiving. My God don't know nothing about Easter. Who calling you to those dinners? Who called you? And he said, and the people did eat and bowed down to their gods. They ate their gods, not to my God, which is over the Passover, the Feast of Unleavened Bread, Pentecost. That's when we eat. Go ahead. Listen, God don't get pissed off about this right here. Go ahead.
And Israel joined himself unto their appeal.
Yes, sir.
And the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel.
He was very angry, boy. He very angry. Let me show you how angry he was. Go ahead.
And the Lord said unto Moses, take all the heads of the people, hang them up before the Lord against the sun, that the fierce anger of the Lord may be turned away from Israel.
He said, take all these men and chop their heads off. And when you chop their head off, you hang them up so in the sun so everybody will see it. That's how pissed off he was about celebrating another day besides his day. He didn't tell you to celebrate on Christmas, Thanksgiving, and gather yourself with these people. He don't like that. You put another God before him when you go to these dinners, when you celebrate these traditions of their holy day, not God's holy day. Go ahead.
And Moses said unto the judges of Israel, slay ye every one his men that was joined unto their appeal.
Go ahead.
And behold, one of the children of Israel came and brought unto his brethren Midianite woman in the sight of Moses, and in the sight of all the congregation of the children of Israel, who were weeping before the door of the tabernacle of the congregation.
Now understand this, when God do something, he don't like no murmuring. He don't like no weeping. This is a righteous judgment because it's very, very important that you don't break his law. Look at what his servant did. Go ahead. Because she was crying because God did this. Go ahead.
And when Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron the priest, saw it, he rose up from among the congregation and took a javelin in his hand.
He took a javelin in his hand, a spear. He said, this woman coming in here crying about this? Go ahead.
And he went after the man of Israel into the tent and thrust both of them through, the man of Israel and the woman through her belly. So the plague was stayed from the children of Israel.
See, one thing God knew, if you got one person there who's still believing in this, they will infect the whole camp. So they canceled them too. Her and her husband, whoever that man with, they finished, took a javelin, came through and stabbed both of them. Oh, why God did this and did that. We know why they did it, because they broke the first commandment, have no other gods before him. Let's see how many he killed that day. Go ahead.
And those that died in the plague were 24,000.
24,000 people died. Why? Because they broke this law. Keep on thinking that you're going to have fun. Why you think all these little holidays they have on Easter, Thanksgiving, somebody riding by, shooting, killing, or they going out to clubs? God got his way of doing things today. He don't let us carry out those righteous folks back then, like Moses and Levi. They used to do all the killing. But now he used Satan and his minions to do the killing. Ride-by, drive-bys, shooting a kid, get ran over, and all this stuff. Why? Because he had his way of taking care of the sin that you and your family doing. This is not my law. Don't get mad at me. We just read it. Let's go back to Exodus chapter 20. Oh, you spot that. We're going to go in and out of that. 20 and verse 4. Go ahead when you get it.
Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath,
Yes,
or
sir.
that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God.
See, one thing about the Lord, just picture a jealous husband. And he 100 times worse than he is. A husband that jealous can't stand for his wife to be looked at nobody, can't stand for his wife to be around anybody, talking to another man, he want to hurt her, or he want to hurt whoever around her. Just picture that. That's just a visual for you. God said, I'm a jealous God. Get this straight. He can be jealous. Why? Because he created all of us. This is his book. Go ahead.
Visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me.
He said, I'm going to visit the generation from the third and fourth generation of who? The parents of those kids that didn't teach them. Because he's going out from generation upon generation. You have learned these lies from your parents. You take them to your kids, then you take them to their kids, then you take them all the way down. If they have any kids, they're giving them those lies. He said, I'm going to visit them. And he ain't talking about visiting them and say, hey, how you doing? No, I'm going to hurt them. Because I'm jealous because you taught them about Christmas, Thanksgiving, Easter, Mother's Day. I can go on and on. All these, about the Kaaba stone, all this stuff that these religions they have in the world. He said, I'm going to hurt them. I'm going to visit them. Go ahead, brother.
And showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments.
Yes, sir. But listen to what he said right here. Let's go look at this about these graven images. And a lot of people don't understand about these graven images that they have. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 15. That's why you got to be real careful. I see a lot of these kids around here with rosary beads on. Wearing the cross, the wooden beads with Mary, the white Mary on it, with Jesus on the cross and all this stuff. And they think this stuff is holy. That's a graven image. Don't even talk about the Sunday Christian having the little fish sign on their car saying that it symbolizes being fishermen of men. That's a graven image. We got the book gonna tell you. Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 15. Excuse me. Deuteronomy chapter 4, yeah. Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 15. Let's look at it. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Take ye therefore good heed unto yourselves, for ye saw no matter of similitude on the day that the Lord spake unto you in Horeb out of the midst of the fire.
Talking to Moses, he said, don't take no similitude. Don't make no graven images of me because you didn't see my face. Now these people got a graven image of a white Jesus because they think that they can make a picture of him. It's wrong. It's wrong to do that. He said, take ye therefore heed unto yourself, for ye saw no manner of similitude on the day of that the Lord spake unto you. Talking when Moses spoke to him in the burning bush, he didn't see God, his face. Go ahead, brother.
Lest ye corrupt yourselves, make you a graven image, the similitude of any figure, the likeness of male or female.
That's what they're doing today. They're making likeness of all these male and female images. You got Buddha, you got the white Mary in the Catholic Church, you got the black Jesus, you got all these graven images that they say are so holy. They saying this because you can't read the Bible. The Bible just told you right here, don't make nothing like that and bow down and worship. I'm going to visit the children of the third and fourth generation because you taught them that. Parents wearing these little crosses around their neck, gold and all this stuff. You taught them that. This don't come out of this book. They're going to put a death symbol on your chest and say, oh, this symbolizes Jesus. I don't want nothing that's going to symbolize something that killed my mom, my dad. And I'm going to wear it around. All these people putting all they doing tattoos on their skin and the remembrance of their family. That's wrong. Go ahead, bro.
17. The likeness of any beast that is on the earth, the likeness of any winged fowl that flies in the air,
You see in these churches right now, they got an eagle in the church. They're going to mount up like eagle wings and fly. God told you don't put nothing like that in the church. You got a lot of churches, you got eagles, they got winged animals, they got angels. Supposedly angels in the churches. This stuff right here is an abomination. It is sin. You making a graven image. Go ahead, brother.
The likeness of anything that creepeth on the ground, the likeness of any fish that is in the waters beneath the earth.
There go that fish. We are fishermen of men. You see that the fish symbol on their cars, on their tag. They got magnets on the back of their trunks. Ooh, we holy because we see the fish symbol. Where you think they're getting this from? And they don't even understand. They're getting it for sake. And God told them not to do it. Why? Because why they don't know? Because the preacher took the Old Testament off the table. That's the old book. We ain't got to do that no more. We New Testament church. That's what they tell them. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 19. And lest thou lift up thine eyes unto heaven, and when thou seest the sun and the moon and the stars, even all the hosts of heaven, should be driven to worship them and serve them, which the Lord thy God has divided unto all nations under the whole heaven.
What are you talking about, brother? The sun, the moon, the stars, zodiac signs, astrology. What's your sign? Even the Star of David that some of the Hebrews got talking about that's shield. That stuff is a graven image. You don't want none of that. These jokers right here talking, I'm a Gemini. I'm a Cancer. How you gonna be a disease? Do it make sense for you to say you a Cancer? It's just crazy. I'm telling you, it's crazy how these people, they will base their lives out. Oh, I gotta go read my zodiac today. Right. I gotta go read that, see what's gonna happen today. See if we're gonna have good luck or bad luck. That's their lamp. But their lamp's supposed to be this book and the laws. This is what they're doing to us. And most of all, the parents are teaching their kids. That's why the Lord said, I'm gonna visit the third and fourth generation of those children. That's why our kids are out of control. That's why they buck wild. They don't have nothing in here. They got clothes. They got shoes. They can eat. They got food. None of that they're not lacking. But when they open their mouth, now you see what they're lacking. Knowledge. Knowledge. Let's get back to Exodus chapter 20. That's the last one. Exodus chapter 20. We're going to break all these little commandments down so you will know what you're supposed to be doing. My kids know they can't put that on me talking about I feel them. But since I beat this animal. Exodus chapter 20 verse 7. Let's look at another one of these commandments. Go ahead.
Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain.
Don't take the Lord's name in vain now. Meaning you talking about, I promise to God I'm going to do this. I put this all on God. You hear him all the time. I put this on what I love. God with me. Like that's supposed to make me believe that you ain't going to tell me a lie. That don't mean that. Do what Jesus told you in Matthew chapter 24. He said they're going to come in my name. And they're going to lie to deceive men. Now let's look at this. Let's go to Leviticus chapter 24. Let's see about you taking God's name in vain. And most of all, they always talking about if you say God in D-A-M word. No, that ain't what this talking about. And some people have a good intention of doing right. But they took his name in vain by making a vow. Y'all remember that guy named Jephthah? God gave him all power to take down those cities. And next thing you know, he opened his mouth and said, I'm going to sacrifice the first thing that come out of my house. Took God's name in vain. And the first thing came out of his mouth, first thing came out of his house was his daughter. And he had to kill her. Go read the story. We read that before. Why? Because these parents are not teaching their kids to train their mouth to not to say these things. And we're going to look at this boy who run his mouth and he cursed God. Leviticus chapter 24, and we'll start at verse 10. Go ahead, brother.
And the son of an Israelitish woman,
Yes, sir.
whose father was an Egyptian, went out among the children of Israel. And this son of the Israelitish woman and a man of Israel strolled together in the camp.
Talking about these parents now in the camp. Go ahead.
And the Israelitish woman's son blasphemed the name of the Lord and cursed.
So this boy went crazy. He blasphemed the word, the name of the Lord. And cursed. Understand what you're looking at here. I don't know what this guy said, but it offended the Lord. He took his name in vain. That's why you got to be careful what comes out your mouth, children. Go ahead.
And they brought him unto Moses, and his mother's name was Shelomith, the daughter of Deborah, of the tribe of Dan.
So they brought him to Moses because they didn't know what to do to him. And Moses, like I told you before, the Levites were the one that did the killing back then. The priests. The people like me standing up here, a lot of folks try to paint preachers as soft. No, these brothers were soft in Israel. That's the first camp he called to come and do some killing, which was the Levites. All the time. That's the office of the priest. Y'all better get to know this guy. Go ahead.
And they put him in.
They put him in a ward, meaning they put him in jail. Go ahead.
That the mind of the Lord might be showed them.
They waited on the instruction of the Lord. It's like, put him in jail right now. Let's go inquire of the Lord what we're going to do to this boy for cursing and blaspheming God's name. Let's see what the Lord said. Go ahead.
And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Bring forth him that has cursed without the camp, and let all that heard him lay their hands upon his head, and let all the congregation stone him.
Kill him. Stone him. Why? Bring his mouth. Taking the Lord's name in vain. Taking his vain. Like I told you some examples. I put this on God that I'm telling the truth. I don't know what you're saying. You better be telling the truth. If you ain't telling the truth, you cannot say it. I promise to God I'm going to tell the truth. Same thing. All these little sayings these kids have there, I put this on all I love. All this stuff. But this is an example of what God did to this boy who blasphemed the name of the Lord and cursed him. He told Moses, take him before the camp, and all the men in the camp, take a stone and stone him and kill him. Period. He's still doing the same thing today. Still doing it. He's doing it by drive-bys. He's doing it by just shooting up in the air and the bullet come in the house and kill your little daughter. He's doing it. But y'all don't see it. Y'all think God is somebody like a man. He can maneuver any situation for himself and get this stuff carried out. He can do that. But back then, they took the Levite and they stoned that boy. But now, he's using these evil people to do so. Let's go back to Acts 1 yet. 6. You finished with it?
15 and 16.
Okay, go ahead.
And thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel, saying, Whosoever curses his God shall bear his sin.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
And he that blasphemeth the name of the Lord, he shall surely be put to death. And all the congregation shall certainly stone him, as well the stranger, as he that is born in the land. When he blasphemes the name of the Lord, shall be put to death.
Don't put them to death now. I'm telling you now, this is what we're teaching y'all kids. And most of all, we teaching adults so they can understand what to teach their kids. 10 simple laws, but they cannot remember them. But you ask them what Johnny Taylor said back in the day, or you ask them what Beyonce said back in the day, or they songs and all, they can quote every lyric. They can quote Lattimore, Let's Strain It Out. They quote all of them there. That's about 10 little simple laws that God told them to remember. They can't tell you. Only one they can tell you is lie, steal, and kill. And most of all, if they married, thou shalt not commit adultery. You need to know them all. And they're more than just these 10.
Exactly.
We just dealing this the foundation.
That's right.
Jump down to verse 23.
And Moses spake to the children of Israel that they should bring forth him that had cursed out of the camp, and stone him with stones. And the children of Israel did as the Lord commanded Moses.
He did it, man. He don't play, man. Let's go back to Exodus chapter 20 and verse 8. Let me get out this lesson. Make this thing long. You know what it is. We got a lot of ground to cover. Exodus chapter 20 and verse 8. Go ahead, brother.
Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates.
This is a law. The Sabbath. This is why we here today on the Sabbath, to make sure that we doing what the Lord said do, because he said, I'm going to remember those people who remember my Sabbath. Go to Exodus chapter 31 and 12 on your own time. Read that. I'm going to remember the ones that remember my Sabbath. And the ones that don't remember his Sabbath, he's going to kill them. He's not going to remember you. He told you to have a holy convocation on the seventh day, not the first day, saying that this is the Christian Sabbath, because Jesus Christ was resurrected up on the first day of the week. I can tell you tell me that statement, your pastor is dumb, according to the scripture. He came down Good Friday and get resurrected up on early Sunday morning. The scripture be lying in Matthew chapter 12 verse 40. He said, the Son of Man shall be in the earth as Jonah was in the belly of the whale for 3 whole days and 3 whole nights. You get me 3 whole days, 3 whole nights from Good Friday evening to early Sunday morning. That ain't but quite a day and a half, maybe 2. But they tell these lies. Parents, got your kids in church on Easter Sunday with the Easter dresses, the Easter eggs. Then they'll say, no, we going to take Easter out of it. It's just going to be Resurrection Sunday. Same lie, you just fixed it up. He didn't resurrect on the first day of the week. He resurrected up before the Sabbath ends. That's the 7th day. He died in the middle of the week. On a Wednesday. You count from Wednesday all the way to Saturday. That's 3 whole days and 3 whole nights. But we get off on that. But keep going.
Verse 11. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea and all that in them is, rested the Sabbath day. Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. If the Lord rests, why can't you rest? He giving you rest. If he rested, why aren't you resting? This is how important it is to him. It's very important. And whether you know it or not, like we're going to celebrate Pentecost coming up next Sunday, understand that he's going to come in the year of Pentecost. And that's a Sabbath. We're going to touch on all that. If that sounds weird to you out there, your pastor has failed you if you don't know about Pentecost. Now let's check out what we're supposed to be doing, man. Isaiah chapter 58 and verse 13. It's real important, y'all, that you know what you're supposed to be doing. And parent, most of all, you know what you're teaching your kids. You teaching your kid, well, we got a basketball game on Saturday. Or we got a soccer game on Saturday. Or we got a pageant on Saturday. You ever notice they always playing stuff on the Saturday and never playing it on Sunday? It's a reason why. Because they're going to uphold that God, which is on Sunday. God, Jesus came in the temple on the Sabbath day and stood up and read. Read it sometime. Luke chapter 4 and 16. Now let's check out what we're supposed to be doing on this Saturday. Isaiah chapter 58 verse 13. Go ahead when you get it, brother. If thou turn away thy foot from the Sabbath, from doing thy pleasure on my holy day, and call the Sabbath a delight, the holy of the Lord, honorable, and shall honor him, not doing thine own ways, not finding thine own pleasure, not speaking thine own words.
Them a lot of instruction, y'all. That's a word. A lot of people say, well, I'm off on the Sabbath. They still cooking, they still cleaning, they still washing clothes, they still doing all this stuff. The Lord said, rest. Stop doing it. Because you're violating it. Let the dishes say the same. If they want something to eat, go in there and tell them to get something out of the refrigerator, eat some cold chicken or something. Rest. It ain't gonna die. Go to sleep. Get into this word. But most people today, no, I can't have my house looking like this now. Kids gotta eat. If you're behind to get up on Friday and prepare like God told you to prepare, you won't have these problems. But you want to prepare on the Sabbath day, on the Lord's day, because you got a day off. You want to look at TV, my show on, my basketball game on, all this stuff. I had to fight through this stuff. Homecoming was on the Saturday day. I used to love to go out there on Albany State Campus and visit all my friends. I had to cut that out. That's a Sabbath. You don't serve him or serve Satan. He told me to have a holy convocation right here, or wherever we at, we have a holy convocation on his holy day. I'm giving you life. Most of all, I'm giving my kids life. Go ahead, brother.
Then shalt thou delight thyself in the Lord.
This is the reward if you do these things, y'all. And I can see it happen through me. Then thou shalt delight thyself in the Lord. That's how you delight the Lord, when you follow his instruction. And most people are off of work, they ain't following his instruction at all. They're doing what they want to do, buying and selling, doing all this stuff. Sit your behind down and rest and do what this book say do. Save yourself now, because you're going to have a lot of people say, I did all this in your name, and the Lord said, going to say, depart from me, I never knew you. He never knew you. He's not talking about worldly folk, he's talking about church folk. The ones that call in his name. Go ahead, brother.
Starting 14, go. Then shalt thou delight thyself in the Lord, and I will cause thee to ride upon the high places of the earth, feed thee with the heritage of Jacob thy father, for the mouth of the Lord has spoken it.
How are you going to cause you to ride upon the high places of the earth when you break in the Sabbath? He can't cause you to ride. That's why our people in the condition they in today. Because God cursed us 7 times more than everybody else, because we was given this book to give the nation. Why do you think they just slapped the other people on the wrist and say, no, don't do that no more? And they put us in jail for little of nothing. Why? You better read Leviticus chapter 26. I punish my kids, my nation 7 times more, because I've given this law to you. Parents, you have failed your kids when you don't give them this. You set them up for suicide. Let's get Numbers again. Numbers chapter 15, verse 32. Be a whole lot of dead folk today, boy, on this day. Why? Because God killed folks when they working on the Sabbath, or doing any kind of work on the Sabbath. A whole lot of dead people. I tell people all this all the time. It's just a grace period. He ain't got around to you yet. He's just trying to make sure you get it right. He just tapped you a little bit. He just tapped you a little bit. But you ain't feeling that tap. You know how your parent whoop you sometimes, they just hit you like, and you don't even cry? No, you ain't feel that. I'm gonna hit you again. You ain't feel that. Now I'm gonna take you out. I'm gonna really beat you. And that's what God do sometimes. Sometimes he has to beat us in submission to his word. If you don't understand this, you don't know God. He gonna correct his kids. We don't sugarcoat this. Numbers chapter 15, verse 32. Let's look at an example of this person, this man breaking the Sabbath. Go ahead, brother.
And while the children of Israel were in the wilderness, they found a man that gathered sticks upon the Sabbath day.
It's 32 now. He said, while he was in the wilderness, they found a man gathering sticks. This man just picking up sticks. On what day? This day right here. The 7th day of the week. Go ahead.
And they that found him gathered sticks, brought him unto Moses and Aaron, and